Shabbat Shalom Atlantic Seaboard. I'm happy to be announcing a new program that we're hoping to get started. A lot of us just came back from National Yarchei Kala. Everyone was inspired, everyone learned a lot, and we're hoping to keep that inspiration going with a weekly putting on Facebook Dvar Torah type thing. So we're hoping to have a new speaker each week to talk about the Parsha, talk about a cool Torah thought or an idea that you might have. So if you as an NCSYer are interested in putting up a Dvar Torah for one of the coming weeks, contact me or Miriam Waxman or Josh Gerhardt. And it's going to be awesome. We're hoping to hear from a lot of you. It's going to be really cool. So this week I'm here to talk about Parshat Bo. Parshat Bo is when the second, third, and fourth Makkah happens. The second and third and fourth plagues. So the big question that I think is underratedly not asked so much is why were there 10 plagues? In Parshat Shemot, when Hashem's come to Moshe, and he says, Moshe, we got to deal with the whole Jews in Egypt thing. It's a problem. We got to liberate them. So what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. Paro is going to let the Jews out after I kill the firstborn. It's going to be like really hard to reason with him and everything, but redemption will be accomplished when I kill the firstborn. So the killing of the firstborn was the last plague. So why is it that we had 9 earlier plagues before that when redemption could have been accomplished if we just did this last one? Just did this one last plague. So to kind of understand what's really going on, you have to look at the word plague. When we talk about plagues, we talk about the 10 makot. Makkah means like hit, to strike, to like hurt the Mitzrayim, and there were 10 like hurtings of the Mitzrayim. But also, when you look in the text, they don't say makot. They aren't called makot. They're called like wonders and shows of Hashem greatness, and that all makes a lot of sense. But another thing that they're called is shoftim, is judgments. And to me, I think it's strange that the plagues are called judgments. Like, what were they coming to judge? So the answer is that these plagues, these makot, these shoftim, were punishments for what the Mitzrayim had been doing. And now when like modern Western ideas of punishment, kind of like an eye for an eye thing, we'd think that like a proper punishment maybe for the Mitzrayim enslaving the Jews is that maybe the Mitzrayim would be enslaved, but that's not how it works. It's just supposed to be a punishment of equal hardship, of equal like badness. It was like equally tough. So not only were these plagues like hard and they hurt the Mitzrayim, like it totally also messed up their whole structure and their way of life and the way they thought about nature. It ruined the way that the animals were going to work and mate and be there as food, and it messed up the way that food was going to work. It messed up the way they thought nature worked when there was the fire and the ice together. So this was really hard for the Mitzrayim, and that was their punishment. That was their shoftim. But another thing that it was coming to be, the showing of Hashem wonder, was for the Jews. It was supposed to show the Jews like who their God was, what their God could do, like what strong hands they were in. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword. Like you had, at the same time that each plague was happening, you had on one side there was like the sword, double-edged sword. One was a sword and the other side was like something that was comforting. So the sword would be something that was harmful and hurtful to the Mitzrayim, to the Egyptians. And then on the other side it was like a big show of Hashem to show that he like cared about the Jews and to show that he was about to take them out of Egypt. So it wouldn't be enough to just take the Jews out of Egypt. It wouldn't be enough to just skip to the last step to just take them out. Because at the same time, they had to punish the Mitzrayim for having enslaved the Jews, but also instill a sense of confidence in the Jews that the God who was taking them out of Mitzrayim was powerful, that he was comforting, and that he cared about the Jews. So on that note, I would like to wish everyone a good Shabbat and hope you'll all stay tuned for the coming weeks when we have more Dvar Torahs by NCSYers. So, good Shabbos and enjoy the snow.